Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad is Malaysia's first listed independent oil and gas exploration and production company. This group key activities are focused on monetizing producing oil fields and growing their portfolio of development and producing assets in areas of their geographical focus, Malaysia, Vietnam, and the United Kingdom. As an operator of offshore oil and gas producing fields, the group efforts are focused on safely enhancing value from the asset in which the group have economic interest. Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad growth strategy in the current oil and gas market is to leverage on opportunities that are present within their group portfolio of existing assets and only make quality acquisition on a selective basis, thus delivering sustainable returns to the group shareholders. Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad are committed towards upholding high standards of safety and environmental management. This group also prioritizes corporate governance and transparency, while expanding this group business on strong technical and commercial foundations. Sapura Energy Berhad is a global integrated energy services and solutions provider operating across the entire upstream value chain, including renewables. The group's spectrum of capabilities covers exploration, development, production, rejuvenation, decommissioning, and abandonment. With a highly skilled and technically capable workforce, versatile strategic assets, and strong project management capabilities, the group today delivers its integrated solutions and expertise to clients in over 20 countries. Sapura Energy Berhad has several core business segments, which are engineering and construction, operations and maintenance, drilling, and exploration and production.
Next is justification in choosing these companies in doing the comparison. Firstly, Hibiscus Petroleum is committed to achieving high standard of business integrity, ethics, and professionalism. As a result of the board's strong commitment to the principle of good corporate governance, for the latest review conducted in 2022, the company continued to maintain its constituency on the FTSE4Good Bursa Malaysia Index. Hibiscus Petroleum also being the top 9% of listed company for corporate governance disclosure in 2016. Recognized for good corporate governance and disclosure, which is 60% independent director and top ranking in terms of ESG ratings. Hibiscus Petroleum continue to maintain its green lane policy status accorded by Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, which was first awarded in December 2019. Next, for Sapura Energy, after reading some of article, we found that Sapura Energy declaring a net loss of $2.1 billion for the financial year ended January 2022, and reportedly the largest ever loss for any Malaysian government-linked company. Sapura Energy used to be the second largest oil and gas sector service company in the world, with a value of 30 billion ringgit measure. Currently, this company, which is still a service company to the country's largest petroleum sector, is only worth around 500 million ringgit measure. MCCG is important to help Sapura Energy improve board policies and procedure, promote meaningful engagement between the company and its stakeholders, and improve the adoption of best practice and raise the quality. Why we choose this company? This is because Hibiscus Petroleum and Sapura Energy have a different performance that showed good and bad corporate governance system. Good corporate governance ensures that an organization board of directors meets regularly, retain control over the business, and have clearly defined responsibilities. It also ensures a robust risk management system. We like to do this comparison to compare how corporate governance take a roles to make these companies success in this sector, which is energy sector. This company also listed in Bursa Malaysia that can be more effective to be compared.
responsibilities of the board of Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad is to review and adopt the strategic plans for the group. Second, to oversee if the overall group management is properly managed. Third, to review if the adequacy and integrity of the group internal control and management information system. 4. To appoint, train, fix the composition and replace senior management as succession planning. 5th, to identify and determine the risk behaviors and ensure the accurate and appropriate ways to be implemented. And the last one is to develop and implement an investor relation program or shareholders communication policy for the group. As for the Sapura, the main responsibilities are to review and adopt strategic business development plans for the group. Second, to oversee the conduct of the group business. Third, identify principal risks and ensure the implementation of appropriate system to manage risk. 4. Ensure succession planning. 5th, oversee the development and implementation of investor relation programs or the shareholders communication policy for the group. And the last one, review adequacy and integrity of the group internal control system and management information system, including system for compliance with applicable laws, regulations, rules, directives, and guidelines. The board composition of Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad is diverse in age, ethnicity, gender, experience, skills, and knowledge from different fields. In place the importance of diversity and inclusion, targeting at least 30% women on the board. The board of directors are chosen based on merit, focusing on the potential value add that each candidate brings to the board. The factors to assess the candidate's suitability are skills, knowledge, expertise, experience, competence, character, integrity, and time to discharge the role as director.
Meanwhile, in Sapura Energy Berhad, the company used diversity in board composition in order to facilitate good decision-making as this enables different views and perspectives. The diversity criteria may include competencies, skill, knowledge, experience, ethnicity, gender, age, and educational background. The Group Board of Director diversity policy aims to be inclusive and eliminate any form of discrimination. In terms of diversity of skill and experience, the board consists of members with various professional background and expertise as stated below. On gender diversity, the selection candidate based on the merit and contribution of the candidate to the company and the skill gap required at the particular time. For third principle is remuneration. For Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad in its policy, the remuneration policy on non-executive directors is to recognize that the group acknowledge all the pace the business undergoes in its growth. The directors' remuneration package are to be assessed and evaluated annually by the Remuneration Committee to ensure they are fairly paid according to their financial performance. The non-executive directors' remuneration adheres to the schedule of fixed fees, which are aligned with their responsibilities on the board and board committees. The Remuneration Committee and the board analyze and conclude the meeting allowances rate for non-executive directors based on their roles and duties. As for Sapura Energy Berhad, the level of directors' remuneration is comparable in order to attract and retain directors of such caliber to provide the necessary skill and experience as required. The remuneration of non-executive directors is recommended by the BRC, Board Remuneration Committee, to the board as a whole to ensure that it is aligned with the market and the director duties and responsibilities. The board annually reviews the performance of the executive directors as a starting for determining annual remuneration, bonuses, and other benefits. The BRC evaluates the performance of the executive directors against the objective set by the board, thereby linking their remuneration to performance. The basic salary will be reviewed and taking into consideration individual performance, inflation price index, and information from independent sources.
Firstly, I would like to discuss about the comparison between these companies from the first point, which is an audit committee. from Hibiscus Petroleum, in this company, Audit and Risk Management Committee's members are in one department called ARMC. Meanwhile, for Sapura Energy, Audit Committee's members are in different departments called BAC, while Risk Management Committee's members called BRMC. The second point is, before recommending approval by the board, the ARMC from Hibiscus Petroleum reviews the company quarterly financial report and audited financial statement in the presence of external auditors. Meanwhile, for Sapura Energy, the board is assisted by the BAC in reviewing the information on annual audited financial statement and announcement on unaudited quarterly financial results to be disclosed to the shareholders. I will pass to the next presenter.
The next comparison between these companies from the second point is a risk management and internal control framework. The board of Hibiscus Petroleum created an internal audit role inside the company, which is led by the group internal auditor who report directly to the ARMC. Meanwhile, for the Sapura Energy, the Board Risk Management Committee (BRMC) oversees the assessment of processes relating to the group risk management and internal control system and ensure management has implemented and follows a robust risk. Other than that, the Group Internal Auditor of Hibiscus Petroleum contribute to the evaluation of the quality of the group risk management and control and report to the ARMC on the progress of particular areas indicate for improvement based on the audit plan. Meanwhile, the Sapura Energy's Group Internal Audit (GIA) report to the Board Audit Committee (BAC). The responsibility of GIA is to provide independent and objective assurance designed to add value and improve the businesses and work activities of the group.
Communication with stakeholder. Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad leverage on information technology to disseminate information such as annual report, quarterly report, corporate and business update. Press conference and fund analyst briefing are held at a regular interval to keep the media updated on the group performance and recent development. Similarly to Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad, Sapura Energy continues to communicate with stakeholders mainly through its annual report. Sapura Energy also conduct media and analyst briefing and conference on quarterly results. The briefing provides a platform for analysts and media to receive a balanced and complete view of the group performance and the issues faced.
Conduct of general meetings. In terms of Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad, the notice of the group's 90th AGM in 2019 was issued more than 28 days before the AGM to ensure sufficient time for their shareholders to plan for their attendance and, if required, lodge their proxy form. Next, directors, including the management team, were present at the AGM to engage with their shareholders and address their queries regarding Hibiscus Petroleum's financial and business performance. This is similar to Sapura Energy, whereby in Sapura Energy, the notice for the 80th Annual General Meeting (AGM) was given on 21 May 2019, which provided to shareholders more than 28 days notice prior to the meeting. Next, the board, senior management of the group, as well as the group's auditors are present during AGM to respond to issues raised during general meetings.